Good morning, everyone. So we are the group two, and we are assigned to discuss about the meal or the table services. So for the group two, we have here the reporters. First is Miss Bernadette Gillig, and second, you're truly yours. I am Joshua Asido, and of course, Miss Sandelian Robilin. So for the group two, for the table service, so we have here the two types of table service, which is the seated service and the self service. So when we say seated service, this is a service which the food will be served on you or the table of which where the diner is. So for the self service, is which is we experience mostly, especially for the catering service and also the buffet service. So actually, this self-service is known as buffet service, which is you are the one, or if you are the customer, so you are the one to get your food from the buffet. So some of the catering service they also offer the seated service, which is the food will be served on the table, and while they also give the service, which the customer or the diner will be the one to get their food on the buffet. So that is the differences between the seated service and self-service. So under the seated service, we have here the French service, American service, Russian service, and of course, for the self service is the buffet service. So we have here the good under of this discussion. We have here no one style of service is better than any others. Each form of service meets the specific need and demand of individual circumstances. So So, what is table service? So, when we say table service, it is a seated service or sit down meals. Okay, so this one is which the diner will receive their food, and of course, the servant will offer a number of courses which is on the menu, and then the servant is required also to wait on the table until that the diner or the customer will finish or they will pick after they pick their food or the menu that they want to eat. Okay, so scope of service. So we have here the table sitting, which is the preparing, preparing of the 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 needs of the customer. Okay, so when sitting, the server should assess the guest. Of course, if you are a server, then you should assess the guest when the customer is sitting. Of course, you have to like paliguron mo si tarong, so you have to drag something in the chair of the diner, and also you will taking the order of the server, the diner. I mean, so the server should also assess the guest when taking the order. So how can we assess this guest during the taking of orders? So of course you can also suggest the best menu or kanang sa kanang best seller. Okay, so the best seller of the menu that they serve in that specific hotel or specific restaurant. Okay, so you can also assess them on asking if they are what allergy, or if they have allergy, because you should know if that diner is allergic to the like peanuts. Yeah, na. So if like in case of the menu nga naa siya peanuts, so you can inform your diner na naa siya peanuts. So if you are allergic to that peanuts, so you can choose other menu. Okay, so the server should deliver the food to the guests and serve them towards the end of the main course. Of course, first nga jud nga imo serve ana is the dessert, or the appetizer until to dessert. Okay, so ano siya. So next is types of the table service. So we have French service, American service, and English service, and Russian service. So to discuss these different types of table service will be discussed by our group mates, my group mates, Mr. Santelian and also Miss Benedict Gilig. So you may now take over.
Good day, everyone. So, what is French service? French service it is a style of dining that emphasizes the elegance and precision of the interaction between the server and the guest. So this type of service it is also known as a La Francaise and is characterized by professional choreographed movements and a high degree of attention to detail. French service differs from others in all that all food served from the guerdon. So the guerdon it is a rolling cart that is covered with cloth and is placed side by side with the table. So it is equipped with a small alcohol stove or derecho. So that is used to keep the food warm from the preparation of sauces and other special dishes. So it is a service that is very elegant and elaborate. So the food is partially prepared in the kitchen and completed by the chef or the head waiter and the full view of the customer. So the customers, the guests can see how their food are being prepared. The service of this type requires not only technical expertise in food preparation, but also good showmanship. The chef carries out certain activities like carving meats and also preparing sauces and etc. Under the French way of serving, the ladies are served first and only then the men. Normally, the first lady and men to be served are the hosts. So pay attention that they can only start the meal after all the guests have the meal in front of them. The so-called French service is often used in France for banquets and in some hotels. So this is also typical for ethnic restaurants like Chinese and Japanese. Technically, there are two chefs needed in this kind of table service, the chef de rang and the commis de rang. So the chef de rang, so this is the head waiter. So the table is wheeled up beside the guest table and here the chef waiter or the chef de rang completes the preparation. While the commis de rang, the assistant waiter, he carries the plate and serves each guest. So it is his job to bring the food and clear dirty dishes from the guest table. So this is how French service table setting looks like. All plates are arranged at the center, knives and spoons are on the right side, while fork on the left side. So spoon and knife for dessert are placed above the plate, and also glasses are arranged from biggest to smallest, starting from the left side above the plates. So as you can see, everything are arranged elegantly. At first glance, you can already tell that it is very expensive. So for the advantages and disadvantages. The advantage of French service is that by preparing the dishes directly in front of the guest, the French service adds an element of theater and excitement to the dining experience. This also allows guests to witness the skill and craftsmanship that goes into their meal, fostering a deeper appreciation for the art of fine dining. While the disadvantage is that it is a slow service. So the guests and the customers, they're probably gonna wait for a while before their meal will be served. It is also expensive because it requires large professional staff and also the utensils that they are going to use that is expensive also so that the table setting would look elegant.
Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Sandilian. So to proceed, our next service, which is the American service or English service. So the food is prepared in the plate in the kitchen. So ibig sabihin ana is ang mga food ana is naka-plate na siya sa gikan pa lang sa kitchen. Okay. So the food will be brought to the dining room, which where the diner, and then it's served by the server. Okay, so in this American service is ang mga food ana is naka-plate na siya sa kitchen pa lang daan, and then it will be given or it will be delivered or it will be brought to the dining room area. So which the diner is there. No, so nag-wait sa mga food so muna i-serve na siya by the server. Okay, so each serving dish is passed from one hand to another in a one direction until all in the table have served themselves. So, of course, the server the server the serving dish will pass from one hand to another one in one direction. So, for example, ana is like for example, tapos na ni serve na ang server sa appetizer. So mga after pila ka kuan minutes ana nga hapit na matima ang diner nag-eat sa iyang kuan, sa iyang appetizer. So automatically mo serve na sa another food or another dish ang server ana. Um, iba ang makuha sa katong gigamit niya nga katong mga dish mga kanang plates nga gigamit sa diner. So iba sad ang mo serve ana inigkuha by law sa another dish na sad. Okay, so that is the American service. So here we have here the American service, the basic rules of the American service. So number one, all solid food is served from the guest left with left hand. Okay. So, of course, if ang mga solid food is ma-serve siya sa left side sa guest by using your left hand. Okay. So, left hand sad ka. Ana, ma-serve ka sa kuan, ma-serve ka sa itong mga solid food sa left side sa guest. And then, all beverages are served from the guest right. Okay. So, guest right with the right hand. Okay, so in-serve ana katong mga beverages like mga drinks or mga wine in ana, so ma-serve siya sa right side sa guest. Dishes are cleared from the guest right. So if mo clear ka sa mga dishes under the table of diner, so it must be from the right side. Okay, from the right side of the customer or the guest. So dili ka pwede nga mukuha ka sa mga dishes o maklear ka sa table nga naka sa left side. So it must be at the right side of the guest. So next we have the American plate seating. So here as you can see, this is the wine glass, red red wine glass, and then wine glass white gapon so na diri so water glass diri. So magdapat na sila tulong magka triangle nga style, and then the pudding spoon here, and cake fork here, and salad crescent, bread plate, and of course kung asang bread plate tapos ito ang bread knife. And here also the charging plate here. Kini siyang charging plate. Muna siyang charging plate. And of course the napkin, the table napkin. So here in the right side of the customer, or if I'm the guest, so mo siya ang right side nga mga kuan. So of course we have here the large knife. Next is fish knife and spoon. So wait lang. So if magbutang ka ani sa kuan sa kini siya nga mga gamit or kini siya nga mga utensil nga gamiton sa utensil ba? So ganun sa diner. So it must be 2 inch from the table nga sa corner gani like sa kilid. So 2 inch siya before di mo ibutang ang kini siya nga kining mga soup spoon, fish knife, large knife, and also of course the large fork, fish fork, and small fork. So man siya. So that is for our American service.
Russian service, it is also known as platter service. So it employs the use of heavy silverware, and table setting is identical to the French setup but is less expensive. So the two major differences is that one server is needed and that food is fully prepared and attractively arranged on silver platters in the kitchen. So servers put the foods on platters and then pass the platters to the customers at the table side. So the guests help themselves to the food and assemble their own plates. So service is from the left to the right. So the Russian service traditionally means food delivered to the table on platters, and the waiter picks up the item with tools and plates it for you. So this is how Russian service table setting looks like. Plates are always at the center, of course, the spoons and knives at the right side and spoons on the left. So the glasses are arranged orderly above the right side, and small plate and knife for butter are placed above at the left side. So as you can see, the table setting still looks elegant even with less expensive utensils. So this table service is much cheaper compared to the French table service. And for the advantage and disadvantage is that only one server is needed and the service is as elegant as the French service, yet faster and less expensive. So no extra space is needed for special equipment, and the large investment is on the silver service and for the silverware also, and also for the number of platters needed. So that is just the expenses. So this is less expensive compared to the French service and also elegant. So it is much a good choice for those customers and guests who wanted to save but also who wanted to eat in a fine restaurant.
Buffet or self-service? So there are two types of buffet. First, we have the buffet itself, and second is the staff buffet. So ang sa buffet is maon siya ang katong in a long table. So dito i-put ang mga serving food dishes, mga ito nakabutang ang plates, spoon, forks, yan na. And sa buffet is ang guest mismo maoy mo serve for themselves. So, muna siyang gitawag siya og self-service. Kay sila man mismo mo serve for for themselves. Kung unsa ilahang gusto nga kaonon, kung unsa ang ilahang kung unsa gidaghanon, daghan ba or gamay ana. So ang guest na mismo ang bahala kung mo serve sa ilahang kaugalingon jud. While ang sa staff buffet na ay mga staff nga naka-station sa likod sa buffet table. Kay sila man sila mismo ang mo serve for the guests. Sila ang mo takos sa foods as iko nila sa plates sa guests. So in that way, as I've observed, if naay kanang sa staff buffet kay dili mahutdan og dili mahutdan og kanang gipang serve nga mga pagkaon kay ang staff man mismo mooy mo kuan then diba usually sa staff buffet kay tagtag sa ka murag kanang sakto lang sa isa ka servingan ang ipang butang nila nga foods, or unlike sa buffet nga self-service kay ang mga guests kiat og butang silang kuan kung gusto na daghanon mo, sige daghanon mo na. Sa buffet kay magdali ra pud mahurot ang gi-serve nga foods. But that's okay though. Kay para man jud pud na sa guest, you know. So what is a buffet? So a buffet is a dining table or other suitable surface that will accommodate a stack of plates and serving dishes of foods. So guests are invited to serve themselves at the buffet. So as what I've said earlier, ang guest mismo mo serve themselves mo ng self-service, yeah. And ang buffet it consists of a long table, then dito ibutang ang mga foods, mga plates, mga spoon, forks nga na. So dito na nakalocate ang foods for the guests. With the buffet service, guests select their meals from an attractive arrangement of food on long serving tables. Yeah. So, ang guest, dito sila mamili sa mga naka-arrange nga mga foods. Dito sila makuha. Okay lang. Then, right after sila mo kuha silahang desired nga kaunon, so maparkasad sila silahang tables. Dito nila itiwas ang ilahang pagkaon. So, there are types of buffet. We have the meal period buffet, brunch buffet, fork buffet, display buffet, occasion buffet, regional and ethnic buffet, event-oriented buffet, seasonal buffet, and lastly is the international buffet. First, let's have the meal period buffet. So the meal period buffet is served during the particular time of the day or during a particular meal period. Besides the standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner buffet, it also includes the in-between. We say in-between or the snack time. Next is the brunch buffet. So, standard breakfast and lunch are offered at the brunch buffet. So, it offers a full line of hot and cold foods and is operated on an unhurried pace. So the composition would have cereals, eggs, waffles, bread, and main course items, which would include Western and Indian dishes, followed by an array of desserts. Next is the fork buffet. So this is a reception buffet and bite-sized foods are presented for stand-up service or a combination of sit-down and stand-up service. So foods in this category are handled easily with fingers and consumed while standing. So, diba, if ang usual ra nga buffet is that ang guest is makuha og foods then balik dayon sa ilahang table to eat. So kaning sa pork buffet, pwede sila nga kanang dili ra magamit og table kay bite size ra man makonsume ra while standing. Yeah, and ang size jud ani bite size, so it means like pang isang hungitan ra siya ang food. Next is the display buffet. So display buffet presents a particular item or a group of items in the dining area or in the front of a lobby of a restaurant. So such buffets often promote a particular item. Like for example, a manager of a restaurant or hotel could promote a famous house dessert or set up a bar. So, muna siya ang display buffet. Next is the occasion buffet. So, in this style of service, menu and the presentation focus on a particular occasion, such as a wedding, anniversary, birthday, and other kinds of occasion. So, in such buffet, there is a central theme and the menu, selection of food, and the decor revolves around that central theme. So ang mga ipangbutang jud nga mga foods sa buffet sa kaning occasion buffet is dapat suitable jud siya sa type of occasion nga kuan kung pang birthday. So dapat pang birthday pod nga kuan. Pero mostly diri sa atoa ang kung unsay say for example sa fiesta, sa kasal or sa birthday, di ba mao ra man jud tong mga sudan naay humba, naay minudo, fritada nga na mao jud na siya mostly nga mga magpangmasa nga kanang lutuon jud whenever or regardless of the occasion, di ba? So yeah, that's it. Next is the regional and ethnic buffet. So the regional or ethnic buffet is dominated by a particular area or nationality. So authenticity is the key to success of such buffet. So the custom of that place, the food preparation styles and styles of service should be well studied during the planning of such buffet. So let's say for example, for example, ang client kay mag-request baron og Chinese styles nga kanang buffet. So dapat ang iserve nga foods iserve nga kanang foods sa buffet is mga Chinese kinds of foods. Then the decor or ang kanang say for example if naay waiter, so dapat ang mga waiter nakasuot og pang Chinese na kanang costumes or Chinese nga kanang sinuotan. Then ang kuan po food preparation styles kanang ganin dapat ang ambience sa ang ambience sa overall kanang survey sa buffet is dapat kanang ma-feel jud nila kung unsa ang type sa nationality nga gi request sa type sa nationality nga gi request sa client. Next, we have the event-oriented buffet. So in this type of buffet, it celebrates an occasion wanted by the restaurant or client. It is just slightly different from occasion buffet. So slightly different siya kay maumar siya o kuan sa occasion buffet. Although as I've observed, maybe ang kaning event-oriented buffet is mostly kuan siya ang mostly nga himuon whenever there is a formal event like say for example a business conference nga business conference or other kanang mga formal event jud mao ni siya ang mostly nga most service nga service nga ginagamit. Next is the seasonal types of buffet or the seasonal buffet. So it marks all the 4 seasons, the spring, summer, fall, and the winter. So this gives the operator an opportunity to offer foods that are plentiful and readily available. So this buffet is most popular siguro sa other countries nga present ang all 4 seasons kay diri sa Philippines wala man tay other seasons, wala man tay 4 seasons, wala tay winter, tay fall, wala na tay summer. Yeah. And also and siguro sa kaninga buffet if say for example if winter ang season, then so winter type of buffet pod, so dapat ang foods pod is pang winter, and if if summer gani so mao pod ang foods pang summer, and so on and so forth. Next, last type of buffet is the international buffet. So in this buffet present tanang mga cuisine from different parts of the world, from different countries. Let's say for example the Filipino cuisines, Western cuisines, or the Indian dishes baron, Chinese cuisines, French cuisines, tanan mga tanang mga dishes, tanan mga dishes or cuisines from the different parts of the world, different countries. So present siya sa kana nga buffet. And perfect example for this one is the buffet 101. Right? Kay naaman diha ang tanang dishes. So that's all. So those are again again the different types of buffet. We have meal period buffet, brunch buffet, finger or fork buffet, display buffet, occasion buffet, regional and ethnic buffet, event-oriented buffet, seasonal buffet, and lastly is the international buffet. So that's all for my report. Thank you so much.